Cool and calm, clear skies, quite the opposite of a hurricane in the Concho Valley right now as we see those temperatures really hanging out below the triple digit. We're getting a good look at those temperatures across the Concho Valley right now. Everybody hanging out in those 90-degree marks right now. 98 here in San Angelo. Everybody else 98, 95 is pretty pleasant out there. A lot of those cooler breezes coming in as a result of those northerly winds really letting you sit out there and enjoy. I definitely pause for a good moment and let the cooler air really cool me off for a good while before getting back at it at those activities. Definitely taking advantage of this cooler weather. We're looking at those temperatures across the Concho Valley right now. Sterling City at 103, which is actually 10 degrees cooler than they would be about last week this time. And then when we look at these temperatures right now, we're actually at about peak heating, whereas a couple months ago this would be early morning hour temperatures, so definitely a pleasant change, letting us know the heat dome has finally left Texas, or at least the Concho Valley, and a lot of cooler weather, if not severe weather, could be on its way on the horizon by next week. We've been looking at long-range forecasts. Right now, we're watching those conditions really dry out across the Concho Valley. A lot of those relative humidity indices hanging out in those teens, while those dew points are really dropping down into those upper to mid 40s right now. A lot of drier air making its way into our Concho Valley, but by next week, again, seeing a lot more moisture make its way into our region. We're going to watch as this dynamic weather pattern, as we see 3 hurricanes kind of make their way across the northern hemisphere, where we're going to watch this long wave pattern off the west coast really deepen as this trough slowly makes its way over Texas. And guess what that means? That means a lot of that strong northwesterly flow going to drop these temperatures, lift up a lot of that warm, moist air. We're going to start to see a lot of that much-needed rain push its way into our area, at least for a couple days. Right now, we're looking at the severe weather outlook across the nation, seeing a little bit of development off in the northwest, and then, of course, in that hot spot, Florida, watching where Hurricane Idalia is about to make landfall. And when we get a good look at the satellite, let me get out of the way. Look at the size of this hurricane. I was talking to the technical director earlier. I said, which hurricane would you rather have? Would you rather have what a hurricane should look like with this well-defined eye wall, high wind speeds really affecting nothing, or this disorganized mess still going to be causing a lot of severe damage across the state of Florida? Hearing things like evacuations being mandated, if not voluntary, storm surges up to 12 to 15 feet. But here in the Concho Valley, we're really trying to see a lot of these conditions dry out, seeing a little bit of cloud activity up in the northern panhandle. But right now, across the Concho Valley, nothing but clear skies. We could see an on-off opportunity for some late-night thunderstorm activity tonight. Wednesday is going to be a nice dry day with a few showers pushing in the same case by Thursday. But by this weekend, we could see a lot more weather, or at least thunderstorm activity, push in with those cooler temperatures. We're really going to be hanging on to those lower 100s. Again, tonight, dropping down into those cooler mid-60s. I definitely enjoy a lot of those cooler temperatures. AC can even be turned off at some points. It's getting a little too cold for me. Got to find a coat. And then we could see some partly cloudy conditions while those winds continue to stay out of the north. And tomorrow could be making a slight run at those triple digits. Still seeing those partly cloudy conditions. Winds really staying out of the north until that long wave pattern pushes out of the region. Winds will turn out of the west, if not southwest, by then, seeing a lot more of those warmer temperatures kind of make a return, but it won't nearly be as hot as it was this summer, letting us know summer definitely behind us right now. Remember how hot that was. That was a record summer of heat, where we could see a record of cooler temperatures, where we're going to watch them really hover around that triple-digit mark, while those lows are actually hanging out in that average degrees, while we're going to continue to see that increasing humidity as we make our way towards the weekend, with an opportunity to see some of those thunderstorms by the beginning of September. Stay tuned. We'll have more after the break. You're watching KSAN News.